Now, is that common in India for older children to live with their parents?
It's fine to live with your parents because it's also common in India that we don't have to take appointments with our parents to meet for dinner. So.
Oh. I think we've learned a little something here tonight.
When I was young, I really used to wonder why most Indian families live in one big mansion or one big house, and like you find the grandparents, the grandkids, the children, everybody is still in that same one house. I was like, why don't the children, when they grow up, they move out of their parents' houses? But guys, still when I was much older that I realized or understood this practice, and I was like, this is so beautiful. And I'm seeing it even in the Middle East. The Asians are doing it in many more countries, or societies have adopted to this Indian practice. So what is the practice, guys? I think now you know the practice. Like when Indians, for example, when an Indian maybe rich person has this one big mansion, their kids will still stay in that same house, or even marry and still stay in that same house before moving out, maybe if that's what they want. And I realized that this is saving them a lot of money that would have been used maybe for rent, for expenses of the home, for the general managing of the house or a home. So guys, I'm like, this is so beautiful because I'm seeing a lot of rich people, or even people who want to build and grow wealth, doing the same. How? So what they do, if at all their kids, if at all they have this maybe house where they can live together harmoniously, that is it, if they can live at peace with each other, even sometimes even if they cannot live at peace, as long as somebody has goals and plans and has a vision and they really want to maybe build on something, people go on and sacrifice and stay in their homes, maybe in their parents' homes, till when they are very financially wealthy and they can move out or start many different businesses, or maybe sometimes they can invest their money, like build on their finances before they move out of their homes. So guys, if you can, especially if you're still in your 20s, after campus, after school, when you feel like you're now an adult, if there's space where you can still stay in your parents' home, in your your guardian's home, and they are still willing to live with you, please stay. Save the money that you would have used on rent and all the expenses of you living alone, and use it to maybe start a business, maybe to invest somewhere and grow your finances to the extent that you live in abundance. Or if you can just use a little of what you earn right now after school, now that you're an adult, and help out on the expenses in your parents' home, and then use the rest of the money to invest, to start a business, like to grow your incomes now as you're still younger, now as you're still very energetic to work and grow your incomes. And then maybe later in the years you can move out and own your own home, or live a far better life than when you're just starting fresh from maybe school, or fresh in your early 20s. So that is the Indian practice that I wanted to share today. Indians and most Asians, I'm seeing it in the Middle East, they stay in one same house, and then maybe sometimes they share expenses, and sometimes those who are wealthy, those who are well off, like you don't even pay anything, you stay in your parents' home or in your guardian's home as you are building on your income, so that in the future when you cannot work much, or when you want to retire, you can retire into a beautiful home of your own. So guys, please, if you can sacrifice, if you can live with other people, why not copy the Indians? Why not do the same practice? I'm seeing it here in Uganda. Most rich people are advising their children not to move out of their homes, to go out and rent out some apartments. They are suggesting that, use that money to invest, to grow your incomes, and later in the years, you won't suffer a lot. You would have, you would have solved a lot of, issues. And guys, yes, I know this practice cannot be uh, effective to everybody. Not everybody can do this same practice. Sometimes you have to work from far places, sometimes you have to travel away. But if you see that this practice can work for you, please start right away. Copy this same practice, learn from the Indians or the Asians, and I know you will be happier later in life. And also, in cases of toxicity, I always say, if your parents are toxic, if your maybe guardians, your family people are toxic, move out. But if they are not, or if you can really sacrifice, please do it right now when you're still younger. Do it right now when you can still work. If you can even juggle different jobs, why not? Please do that, and I know you'll be grateful in your later years. So save someone and become a millionaire or billionaire, or increase on your incomes by saving on rent. Don't pay rent if it is not really, really necessary. That money, the way that money can be used to do much better things. The way housing is so expensive these days, guys, I think you should think twice. That's all that I wanted to share today, guys, and hope you've learned a thing or two. Subscribe, like this video, share with me in the comment section. Tell me more, what do you think about this practice, and I hope I'll be seeing you soon.